Hello, everyone. Welcome to another scene for Sept of the Howling Winds, the San Diego werewolf venue. In this scene, we have a very frazzled Dazzles the Young. Had an interesting day. Just kind of winding down in her cabin. The commotion from earlier has died down, and people have left. She let Kate go home with Jesse, and so she's in her house. The Lupus are sleeping outside. And yeah, she's just kind of sitting in the living room on her cushions with tea, trying to process everything from the day.
And you said she's sitting in her living room?
Yep.
Right on. Cole will after some asking around, Cole, I assume, will find out her own private domicile. Yes.
Yep. It's not a secret that it's right near the Cub area. The teepees are literally like 20 feet away. and and if he's asked around about, where she is and stuff like that, he'll know she has an open door policy. Anyone that needs to come in and talk to her, they're more than welcome to. They don't have to knock. Most do, but they don't have to. She has an open door policy.
Right. And when Cole approaches, he will knock.
Yeah, Lena will be awkwardly behind him, smoking a cigarette.
Get up and go answer the door. She'll open it. She smiles. She's surprised, but she smiles. Cole.
Dazzles Raya, and immediately starts to get down to bend the knee.
Yep.
She'll stop him. You don't have to do that. Come on in.
Right. Looks to Lena, nods, and starts to head in at her instruction.
He already kneeled down and have their throat exposed.
Yeah, she's just like, get in here. I don't care.
Yeah, just get up awkwardly.
I don't have time to deal with I don't have time for your traditions right now, Lena.
My tradition. Yeah, no, she'll walk in awkwardly, like, hello.
My traditions. I'm still making a meme. I'm making a fucking meme, Torna. But yeah, she'll shut the door behind them, and you walk in to the entryway. There's a kitchen off to the left. The dining room is off to the right. Or no, switch that. The kitchen is off to the right. The dining room's off to the left. And towards the back is the living room that leads out. And then the back door and all that. It's pretty open. Like, there's, like a half wall that separates the dining room from the living room. That's about it. There's no furniture in the living room. It is all cushions on the floor. There is massive bookcase with books, and next to the bookcases is a bulletin board with a list. Everyone who's Cole's done some asking around, so he would know that Dazzles actually has a Sept library in her house, and anyone that wants to check out the books can check out the books. So, and there's all kinds of books, college textbooks, regular, nonfiction, fiction, books that you can read. Like, there's honestly, if you want it, you can get it from her library. And if she doesn't have the book, she can get it. She has the connections. So, and in the dining room is a simple brown wooden table and chairs. There are 4 chairs in there. And the kitchen is just basic kitchen for all of that. And she'll lead everyone into the living room. She'll ask, would you like some tea?
That would be lovely, right? Yeah. They don't seem happy with tea.
Yes, please. Thank you, Raya.
And she'll go make 2 cups of just of herbal tea. She already has hers, and she'll hand them off. In the living room is a tea tray on the floor with all kinds of stuff on it. Anything you want to put in your tea, it's there.
So Cole picks up the whiskey and no.
I mean, there probably is. The day that Dazzles has had, there probably is a bottle of whiskey there.
Oh my god.
If that is the case, then Cole will oblige.
When you actually
my
get a good
God.
look at Dazzles, her eyes are a little red and puffy, and her cheeks are tear stained. Her clothes are tear stained. From a multitude of tears, her own and others crying on her. Um, so, yeah. She looks like that she's had a little bit of a rough day, but she still is very pleasant and warm and smiling, and just she still exudes that motherly vibe and hospitality and compassion and all that jazz. So, what brings the two of you here? And I don't believe I've met you. She looks at Lena.
Smile
At least not
awkwardly.
officially.
No, Raya. I am Lena Brooding Sorrows Trimmonson, born on two legs, child of Fenrir Ragabash, a Cleath of the Nation.
Another Trimpenson. You're related to Abel and Adelaide, I suppose.
She'll nod, smiling.
Welcome. Welcome to the Sept.
It's good to be here. She'll smile.
I saw you at Lefty's funeral, but I didn't get a chance to actually meet you.
Yeah, Abel wanted me there, so I was hardly going to say no.
Of course.
I just arrived. She rubbed the back of her head awkwardly.
What was it that she said? I'm sorry.
I had just arrived.
Oh, yeah. She'll nod. Which is, completely understandable. And I'm terribly sorry for the state of the Sept. We've been a little lax on our rules, and it's been in kind of disarray since we've been in mourning. But
No need to apologize, Raya. These things always take precedence.
she'll nod. So what can I do for the two of you?
She'll look to Cole first. Let him get his business out of the way.
Yep, and they'll share a glance, and Cole will nod and turn back to Dazzles and just taking a breath. Formal reasons, Raya. I came to speak about binary.
She'll nod.
I wanted to formally apologize for the way things went down, for lack of a better word, that day. There's a lot of personal things that I simply don't know, and they're none of my business. But it was a difficult day for everyone.
She'll
But
nod. I know she was coming from a place of grief. And so was I, honestly. I tried to hold it together as best as I could and tried to diffuse the situation as best as I could. I think that I was misunderstood, though. When you had Binary give up Lefty, I had said that she could stay with him, but I wanted her to give Kate a few minutes to say goodbye.
And he nods slowly. I'll be sure to tell Binary if I see her first
She'll nod.
I I appreciate you saying that. Where where I come from, they may not have given the same courtesy.
Lena will nod in agreement.
What do you mean by that?
Um, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Sept of the Sentinel, upstate New York.
I've heard of it, yes.
They're very traditional, strict, and some would go as far as saying harsh. They build warriors for the apocalypse there. They have no time for feelings. They have no time um, for anything short of military excellence. So, if there were to be such a misunderstanding, unless the litany were to be brought into question, I don't believe that the same courtesy would be extended. So, believe me when I say I do truly appreciate it. Right.
Yes, most places, as soon as the body is brought back, it is taken to be prepared. Lefty was important to all of us, though. I wanted to give time.
Mhm.
If I acted out of line because of my own grief, I deeply apologize.
If I can't think of any bad feelings there, but if they were, rest assured, all is forgiven.
She'll
But
smile.
like I said, there was drama there that's none of my business that probably made things worse. So he takes a sip of his whiskey tea. But what's more is I wanted to say that um, as as a den mother, you no doubt you probably know better than I do that binary binary is a teenager.
She she actually laughs and she nods. Oh, I know. I know she is.
I I don't know what she's seen, and to a similar extent, I don't know what all she's done. But there's a level of discipline and prowess that I believe that in this circumstance that it may take a full moon to teach. And and then I came to ask if you would consider allowing myself and the Trimbinsons to assume responsibility for Binary's combat training.
Of course. I believe I'd already told Abel a while ago that he could train the cubs, so I don't see any issues with that at all.
And he thinks for a second, and he says, he says, and should problems like that arise again with Binary, I would I would like to assume responsibility in the event that she were to act in a way that you would consider shameful.
It is my job as the den mother to care for and be responsible for all of the cubs until they reach the rank of Cleath. I cannot give you that responsibility. It is mine.
And he nods slowly.
I'm even after Cleath, I am still not the absolute authority, but I still like to, watch after them. But after she becomes Cleath, you are more than welcome to take responsibility for her.
If there's any way that I can, that's a burden I'd like to help shoulder.
Binary is no burden upon me. Are you asking to help with the Cubs in general?
No. No.
She'll nod. She'll say okay.
Over
but
sorry.
you may take Binary out and teach her things and things that I've already been letting the Cubs do. They need to branch out beyond me, of course, and I know that. So, but as far as her well-being for now, that responsibility is mine until she becomes Cleath.
I didn't mean any disrespect. I only
I know.
these these past 2 months have been yeah, getting to know Lefty and Binary has been an honor. And
The mention of Lefty's name, you can notice that she's trying not to tear up again.
and and um and I wanted to pick up where he left off as far as a pack was concerned, as far as having her back and Abel's back, and I guess I guess this is the only way I could think to do that better. But but you're absolutely right, Ryan. Yeah, I already
she, she just kind of laughs. It's like, it's okay. You have not offended me. um, I will say that the last couple of months has been rough for Binary. She was really close with Adelaide, and when he left, she was distraught. Lefty, of course, was there for her. I tried to be there for her as much as I could, but you know, she and Lefty were really, really close. And thank you for being there for her after Lefty's death. I wish that she would have let me be there for her more. And Nicole can tell that she is really bothered by Binary not being very receptive to her.
he just looks down for a moment.
Yeah, Lena kind of looks awkward as well, like rubbing the back of her head.
She doesn't mean ill by it. Just,
I know.
yeah.
She's a teenager, and when mom makes the teenager mad, they go off on their own. I know that. Still doesn't mean I don't want to hold her and comfort her.
Yeah. But that's that's what I had.
She'll smile and look at Lena.
Yeah, Lena will reach over and give Cole's hand a squeeze. Like you did good. Like a kind of smile, and we'll look at the dead mother. Mine's a bit more of recent events. I believe you've heard about this abuse get kin.
What? Cole, take a range.
Yep.
Give a look at Cole like I told you this already. You know what I mean? Like stare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Cole wasn't ready.
I am punches all the faces packmate. I am aware of the situation. His nephew, who is mated with Jesse, was abused in the past.
She'll nod. And myself and Abel are working to try and assist in the matter, but there was a matter of delicacy I did wish to seek a Children of Gaia's advice on, Raya.
Okay. She'll smile.
She'll take a sip of the tea and kind of look at her, very, very serious. I understand that the Uktena, Jesse, I understand his position. I understand everything he was saying. I figured he didn't understand and she'll point at herself and Cole and kind of like to get the hint that like the get position if she's trying to that way with her hands. We want to help in any way we can, but it is a matter of our tribe as well, Raya. The tribal integrity, the Fenrir pride. We wish him for that to remain intact, but also for him to receive what he needs.
She'll smile.
Understand my meaning? She kind of rub the back of her head.
How the Get Fenris operate varies from sept to sept. Jesse does understand some semblance of them. He comes from a sept that was joined with the Get Fenris. They took in and fostered them.
She'll nod.
With respect, Raya, I'm confused.
Some septs have multiple tribes in charge, not just one.
No, not by that. The Sept of the Sentinel is led by both Get Fenris and Wendigo, but
she'll kind of like she'll stop and she'll say, "That is an even," and then an Uktena and Get
yeah, even Lena. Yeah, even Lena will kind of look over like, "Fuck," you know what I mean? Like, whew.
Like her jaw even drops. Like, really, Wendigo and Get, really?
Yeah, it's that kind of stare. Like, what?
we go hard. No, excuse me. I had the pleasure of using your training facility, the Sept's training facility, to its full capacity lately, admittedly. And in one of those instances, I encountered what I now know to be Jesse. It was Ryan at the time, but when we sparred, he had to stop himself midway through because he has a problem with my tribe. When I heard,
his eyes will narrow at that. Like, she remembers him being perfectly friendly.
Dazzles even surprised by that.
When the howl came out that he was going to be betrothed to one, that confused me even more. But especially because when he stopped the spar, he was very plain to mention he had a history with the Get of Fenris, and I I asked him if that would be a problem. He said no, but uh, I don't know.
Let me shed some light on Jesse, if I may.
They'll both, of course, Raya.
When he first came here, he was lost, cocky, didn't really know quite how to handle being on a sept as diverse as this. He called himself Ryan for 2 weeks because when he went on the mission to rescue Bamboozles the worm uh, from Comic Con, which is so weird, but whatever. They, in order to get past guards, they used a disguise spirit, and the chiminage for it was for him to be only known as Ryan Reynolds for 2 weeks. Um, I think when he was getting his bearings here, he didn't make the best impression on people. Talking one on one with him, I saw something in him. I paired him with Kate because I felt it would help them both connect with not just each other and give each other some stability, but also to their tribe and to the sept. And I will say that since they've made that connection, Jesse has turned himself around and he's become much more responsible. And I think he's realized that some of his maybe insecurities or biases he had before coming here didn't really matter as much anymore. So maybe he thought he was uncomfortable or had an issue, and then realized that he really didn't.
Nod. They'll nod slowly.
Especially when he met Nick. Punches had been looking for a mate for Nick for a while. Nick is gay, and he didn't want. He knew that Nick was mated before to a woman, and he didn't like it. We didn't know. He didn't know what went on in that relationship. Our pack was away for a good portion of that relationship. We were away on assignment. So we didn't know, and no one else knew as far as I know, because was the first time we heard about it. We know that, he realized during that relationship that he was gay, and he said she couldn't handle it, so she left. Which happens all the time. We didn't think anything of it. So Punches met Jesse and realized that he was probably like Nick. So he sent Nick to him. And ever since the two of them have gotten together, both of them have just flourished. The differences in them is spectacular. And I love seeing Nick happy. He's my packmate's nephew, you know?
Nod again.
Mm-hmm.
That is good to hear. That is good to hear, Raya. And that's one thing.
They care about each other so much. And when he heard what happened, he said, he's told me, we talked privately the other day, and he told me that when he heard what happened, it took all he had not to just run and go find her himself. He wanted to respect the tribe by going to Punches and letting him know what happened. But he doesn't want to be left out. This is his mate, his kinfolk, and he needs to be involved every step of the way.
She'll smile again. I understand that, right? I do, and that was the point I was trying to convey. However, this is the point, my problem. as well as Abel's problem and Cole's problem, and I'm assuming most of the Fenrir's problem. He may have been fostered by Fenrir, he may have learned about Fenrir, but he's not Fenrir. And there is tension between Uktena and Fenrir, and my issue is of the political scale for Fenrir. We want to give the child back, but there is the tribe as well, our own tribe. This is politics, and we need to play it delicately to maintain both Jesse and our own tribe. I don't want to leave him out. In fact, I want to keep him in as much as I can, but there will be instances where Fenrir business must be Fenrir business, Raya. And I wish him to understand that it's not from a place of leaving him out in the dark. If you understand.
She'll nod. I do.
And I understand that yesterday everyone was rage was high. And I wish just to convey that there is no way he's being left out, but a tribe is a tribe, and we must handle our own business, but we are including him in these steps. And that is a promise, on my word as a Trimmelson.
She'll nod. Okay. Thank you. I know everyone's rage was high. The amount of rage I felt in the pack link yesterday was... She just kind of shakes her head. It was bad.
She'll nod. And I think I will talk to Sierra as well. I think the tensions were there. But we are coming from a place of understanding as well as firmness. But we just ask that they respect our tribe as we are trying to respect their wishes as well, Raya. That is all.
Of course. And I know that there are tensions between the two tribes as a whole in the nation. Which is...
She'll nod.
And then she goes back to Cole. Wendigo, really?
Yeah, Lena, could we give a look at Cole as well? I'm surprised.
he'll like tuck his lip and shrug, yeah.
Although, in saying that, my alpha back in Fafnir's brood did come under fire a lot for his ideas about improving relations with the Black Furies.
Yes, for some reason, well, no, not for some reason, I know the reason, but it's just, I find it interesting that relations between the Get Fenris and the Black Furies are more strained than between the Get Fenris and the Pure Tribes.
In the end, I think history can only hold on to so much hate, Raya.
You're right about that, for sure.
She'll just nod and smile.
But I will talk to Jesse, and you might do you some good to talk to him too, and have a rational discussion where not everyone's rage is so high, and
she'll nod.
Come to your own understanding, and work out a plan for how you want to proceed.
She'll nod. I've informed him that my kinfolk are looking into information, which I will be giving to him as well, a copy, making sure that he has one also, so he's not left out. That is the point I was trying to stress. I believe Abel, and she'll smile and look at Dallas. Dazzles, what the fuck?
Dazzles.
It's early in the morning. It's early in the morning for me.
I know it is.
And she'll smile and look at Dazzles. Abel's a Galliard. I'm sure you understand as well, Dazzles, right? His rage was high, and I do not wish for anyone to think that he was being condescending. It is very hard when we hear negative of our tribe. We are passionate people.
I know. I think a lot of us are that way about our tribes. We don't like to hear when things like this happen.
She'll nod. And thank you for understanding, Raya.
Of course.
She'll actually give a very warm, relieved smile, And we'll look over at the library. If it's all right with you, may I borrow some books?
Sure, feel free. Just write down what you take, and when you bring it back, you can, cross them off, and then write down, the new ones and whatever.
She'll kind of nod awkwardly and get up, and she will take Computers for Dummies, Gulliver Travels, and the Iliad.
Computers for Dummies. Yes.
Oh, that was fantastic.
They'll see her take computers for dummies, and like she'll look over at the two of them and just put it in her bag. You know what I mean? Say nothing. You know.
Dazzles just smiles, and but she gives Lena a look like, I know that pain.
She just nods in understanding and goes and sits back down. You know, crossing her legs.
Cole just like shakes his head slowly.
If you do need help around the cubs, I don't mind assisting if that would be applicable, Raya. But she just will shrug. I don't know if they appreciate Fenrir's harshness. She'll smile a bit awkwardly.
She'll actually smile and be like, it might not be such a bad idea. Let's get to know each other a little better, and let me see how you are with them, and we'll talk about it.
She'll nod. Thank you, Raya. She'll smile warmly, you know, and we'll, yeah, kind of. Thank you.
She's like, I lost my goddamn helpers. I need new ones.
She'll smile, and this visit has been much more pleasant than most visits with my Raya's back home, so I'm relieved.
I can probably understand that. Punches sometimes can be abrasive.
She'll smile. Punches is everything I expected, and that is not saying anything bad. She'll smile, actually quite delighted. You know, you see it.
She'll smile and nod. Good.
But I thank you for your visit. I thank you for allowing me in your home, Raya, and hearing us out. And she'll smile warmly.
My door is always open. I'm not just here for the cubs. I'm here for everybody.
She'll nod and look at Cole, like, you know, give the look, like, are we okay? Are we done? You
know. 3 books, really?
I like to read. And looks down, grumbling. Binary teaching me how to use a computer.
Well, there's only 2 books in this world that I need, and that's the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda.
She'll just give Cole a look, like, don't be embarrassing me for the Raya stare. You know what I mean?
Fluffs up his pride. It's like, no, he's just like, yeah, I think that was all. Unless you had something for us, Raya.
Not at this time. If something comes up, I'll make sure to let you know.
He nods.
Lena nods and will stand up and bow because my traditions, you know.
Right? She'll let you have your traditions now. It's fine.
She'll bow, thank you, Raya, and we'll, you know, walk awkwardly to the door, waiting for Cole.
Yep. Cole will approach the door and shake his head again.
Just give him a look like my traditions. As she opens the door and walks out, you know.
Computer magics.
He's upset that she's wanting to learn about Weaver boxes. Dazzles is very intrigued by Lena. She watches after her a little curiously, and she's happy with her visit from Cole. So it was a nice end to an interesting, stressful, emotional day. So, unless you have anything else, I think that we can go ahead and end our scene.
Yeah.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time.